Welcome. You are tuned into Municipal Focus. My name is Kevin Twachi, and we are here to share with you things that are going on in and around various municipalities in and around our area. We happen to cover both Whitman and Hanson, but a lot of times our conversations are beyond the local perspective. Sometimes they can reach a county level, a state level, or even a national level. Today, we're going to be chatting with a candidate who is seeking your vote for the Governor's Council. As you know, we have some state races that are going to be on the ballot come this September, and depending on the race, it may just be this November. Joining us, we have Tamisha Civil. She is a candidate for Governor's Council. Tamisha, welcome to Municipal Focus.
Thank you for having me, Kevin. It's a pleasure to be here and to speak to the community of Whitman and Hanson.
Let's start right out. For those who may or may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Tamisha Civil. I'm a candidate running for Governor's Council. I'm a mother, a public servant. I'm an associate probation officer out of the trial court of Massachusetts as an associate probation officer. I have more than a decade working in the trial courts of Massachusetts. I have a master's degree from Northeastern University for criminal justice and leadership. I'm also a legal advocate for a domestic violence homeless shelter. I also worked for the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, working in the major felony unit, navigating and helping victims go through the complex system of the criminal legal system. And I've worked in juvenile court, mental health court, drug court, and I've worked in civil court as well as veterans court, helping our veterans get into veterans court to preserve their record. Now, as an associate probation officer, what I do is I help those who have served their time or is on probation re-enter back into the community safely by making sure that they complete their mental health treatment and substance abuse treatment, and to make sure that they're able to successfully complete their probation for how many long the judges put them on for, but making sure that they enter safely so that they can be contributing members into society. I've also worked alongside of judges, different judges throughout the Commonwealth, clerk magistrates, police officers, defense attorneys, and even prosecutors.
So tell us, what was the reason, or what was the thought behind running for Governor's Council?
Well, I wanted to stand against injustice to make our system fairer to everyone in Massachusetts, right? I have the education, I have the professional experience, and I wanted to be a voice for change. And I was pretty much inspired by my cousin, who was incarcerated for 27 years in jail for a crime he did not commit. And he was exonerated from all the charges back in 2021. So that's almost 3 decades, right? And too many of these stories have been going on for a long time. I've been door knocking, I've been going to events, and I've been speaking to our constituents and educating them about Governor's Council, because a lot of people don't know what Governor Council is. So it's important for me to not only educate them, but also speak to them about my life experience, my lived experience, my professional experience, and as well as my education. That makes me a great candidate for this office.
Let's take a moment, and I think you said something key in your answer, and that is that a lot of folks don't know what it is that the Governor's Council does. While you have the eyes and the ears of the viewers, tell them what exactly it is, the duties of a member of the Governor's Council, what they do.
Absolutely. So the Governor Council nominates and appoints judicial nominees. So if you're an attorney, you would like to be a judge, you would complete an application for judgeship. They also appoint parole board members. They do commutation, pardons. They nominate industrial accidents, public administrators, notary public. They also do justice of the peace. And clerk magistrates. Any public administrator within the judicial system, we advise and consult with the governor.
How do you feel that your vast experience in the judicial, in the court system will help you as a member of the council?
Well, as I stated before, I've worked alongside of judges throughout the last decade, and I've been able to know and see the good judges and not so good judges. I work with judges 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, which gives me an understanding the type of people that I interact with, the people that I supervise out in the community. And knowing that, one of the things that has been very common for most constituents is that substance abuse. Substance abuse is a disease and it should be treated as a disease. And we want to make sure when we're nominating judges that they understand people need treatment and not incarceration. And I'm a great proponent of advocating for women and women's rights and issues. As a legal advocate for a domestic violence homeless shelter, my job is to help women navigate the complex legal system to make sure that they're getting restraining orders or that their rights are not being violated, but making sure that I am a voice for those who have been left unheard. I also, when I was working for the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, one of my, as a victim witness advocate, one of the things that we do is sometimes we forget the seniors. Our seniors are vulnerable. People are taking advantage of their finances, so they're open to financial exploitation. I would help them navigate the criminal justice system so that they can get reimbursed for any money that has been taken away from them from power of attorneys, organizations, family, friends, or just anything like would assist a senior from financial exploitation. And that is a vulnerable population that no one is really focusing on. And I want people to understand that I've been in each division within the trial court system to understand what the constituents need. And honestly, another part of it is that for 244 years, there's never been a woman of color on the council to represent diversity, to represent a diverse voice for those for our constituents throughout the district. So representation matters, but we need to make sure that we're not leaving no one behind in District 2 to be represented, and making sure that we nominate judges that are fair and impartial.
If I could ask you, if you are someone who is elected to the Governor's Council, what are some of the things that you would look for in a judge that is up for an appointment? What are some of the key attributes that you would want to see as someone who's going to serve on the bench and be a better part of the justice system here in the Commonwealth?
Absolutely. So first, I would be evaluating their legal qualification and professional background, because that's for the nominee, because that's crucial, right? We just don't want to put, like, say, a corporate attorney on the bench and they have no understanding what substance or mental health is, right? Ensuring nominees adhere to high ethical standard, which is critical as well, including viewing past conducts, financial disclosures, and any disciplinary action. Oftentimes we take the nominee as face value based on what they are telling the council. The council is made up of 8 governors council, and we vet them thoroughly. So we need to ask, and I plan on asking about that, what their ideologies are. Does it align with District 2? And political affiliation and statements. And this can lead to, partisan tensions. We need to make sure that we're ultimately having a reflection of diversity in the society, which is important to have, to be considered, because we want to make sure that judges are representing everyone. And I've been very fortunate. My parents came into this country, they worked hard. I was the first to graduate from college with a master's degree from Northeastern University. And I've been able to get the best education. I'm a student of Dover Sherborne Regional High School. I've been able to adapt to my surroundings adapt to my surroundings, as well as knowing what people need and what people are looking for. And I can honestly tell you, throughout my campaigning, I've had the opportunity to meet people throughout the 37 towns. And it's important for me to not only talk about Governor's Council, but listen. A lot of people are not listening to our constituents to make sure that we understand what they need. And I've come across a lot of parents, grandparents who are suffering from loved ones who are impacted by mental health and substance abuse, who are seeking Section 35. Some of them don't even know what Section 35 is. And it breaks my heart to sit in a courtroom and to see a parent crying because they need help. And oftentimes they don't get the help depending on the lack of knowledge that some of these judges have. And it's important that we put someone on the council that has experience with these kinds of issues.
Let's talk a little bit about the state's justice system.
Mhm.
What do you say? What do you feel are some of the issues that are within the system, and what are some of the things that you hope you could do to make changes along with other members of the council?
Well, one of the things is that we need to make sure the hearings are public. And, we need to make sure that our constituents are aware of that. It's all about, spreading and communicating with our constituents, letting them know who the nominees are and how they can put their input, right? We want to make sure that there's transparency. We want to make sure that our constituents are in the know. And one of the things that I want to do is create a partnership, not only with the community, but with organizations that can help people get into programs, get into treatments. Partnership, it doesn't lie in the Governor's Council office. It should be broadened into the community, having dialogue, and even speaking to the governor and letting them know what it is that we think is important to have certain type of judicial nominees to come before the Governor's Council to apply, making it the information available to attorneys that are doing wonderful work in the community, but people don't really have the opportunity to know or learn from, and letting people know that the application is open, and to making it a diverse pool. According to Harvard research, there's less than 13% of people of color on the judicial system, and we're in 2024. So there's a discrepancy there, and I hope to open up a conversation with not only the constituents as to what they look for in a judicial nominee, but also what we can improve in the criminal justice system.
Let me ask you this. If you are fortunate to be elected in November, what are some of the things that you would like to accomplish if elected? Have you thought that far ahead, or is it just a matter of getting the word out about your campaign? What would you like to accomplish if you
I would
are
like to,
a member of the council?
sure. I would like to reduce the recidivism of those who are impacting with diseases such as substance abuse and mental health. We know from COVID, mental health went up on a rise, right? I would like to not only create and participate in our local organizations that treat people with substance abuse and mental health, but having a dialogue with them, letting us having a partnership and knowing who the judicial judges are in their district, having open meetings and conversations with them to see how we can improve, and providing assistance to those who are impacting with such diseases, making sure that we're not incarcerating people who have a disease such as substance abuse. It could be drugs, it can be alcohol. And Kevin, I cannot tell you, as an associate probation officer, my clients come to me and they tell me, Tamisha, please do not let them put me in jail. If I go to jail, I'll come out worse, which is true. They relapse. What we need is an understanding of the kind of programs that we have out there, how we can make it available to constituents to know who they are, but also making sure that judges are aware of these programs and that they have an understanding the kind of service they provide, so that when someone is coming into the criminal justice system, we have something at hand. We have something available so that we know how many beds are available. How long is this treatment program? Can this person sign themselves out? What can we do to make this person be a better contributing member into society versus re-entering back into the criminal justice with this disease that they're battling with?
We've come to that point of the conversation where I kind of give you an open-ended question. And that is I ask you, is there anything I haven't asked you in regards to your candidacy for governor's council? Maybe something I haven't asked you that maybe you want to take a moment to talk a little bit about it. Or maybe it's something that we have already talked about, but you may want to talk about a little bit further.
Well, what I can say is that it's been a wonderful experience getting out on the campaign trail, meeting wonderful people, and making people aware of the Governor's Council, which is very important. But most importantly, the support I've been receiving from political officials such as Rosemary Conley. She's a school committee member from Whitman and Hanson school system. I've received endorsements from Mass Now. I've received endorsement from Massachusetts Women Political Caucus. I've received endorsements from environmental justice advocates. I've received endorsement from a governor's council in District 8, Tara Jacobs, and other political officials within the different communities that I am looking to serve. And if people are looking to find out more about Tamisha, the organization that all the organizations that I'm part of, because I'm not just speaking to speak and say that I do this, I do that, but my work speaks for itself. And I'm in plethora of organizations that I commit myself into the community in the district. And I want people to understand that I'm not just talking the talk, but I am also walking the walk. I am a public servant first, and I make sure that I put our constituents first before me and the issues that they are battling with, because we need to understand it's a people's court. And we need to serve people as is a people's court. So if people are looking to find more about me, they can go to TamishaCivil.com. And I'm on social media, Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. And most importantly, we're running a grassroots campaign. No amount is too small. If you feel compelled and you want to help me continue this election and this campaign, we're looking for support. And you can make a donation on www.TamishaCivil.com. And also, I want to end with this. We need someone who deeply understands the importance of combating injustice. And I have the life experience, I have the professional experience, and the vision for the future that District 2 is looking for. And I'm the next Governor's Council member to do that. So Kevin, I want to really thank you for your time, for giving me the opportunity to speak to the community of Whitman and Hanson and any other surrounding towns. And I really appreciate it. And I hope I can earn everyone's vote on September 3rd, Democratic primary.
Well, we want to thank you very much for taking a few moments out of your busy schedule to be able to chat with us, share your campaign for Governor's Council and your passion for change. So we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Kevin.
Maybe one day soon we'll have more conversations with you about being on a member of the Governor's Council.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.
You got it. And we thank you out there for tuning into a program like this, Municipal Focus. Again, the idea is to keep you better informed about some of the things that are going on within government, all levels of government. Until our very next conversation, have a great day.